If you're having trouble with mathematics, numbers getting problematic, don't you panic. Check MathWiz, the best math tutor on the planet. From fraction to algebra, simple maths, add up some trigonometry into that. Learning math is fun with MathWiz, and that's a fact. We're rooting for you.
Hi everyone, welcome back to another MathWiz Academy lesson. Hoping that you will enjoy and find today's lesson useful. So we're continuing with solving equations, and today we're going to focus on finding the square of a number and how that can help you to solve for equations that have the square root. So the first thing we want to establish is, how do we find the square of a number? So to find the square of a number, you simply want to multiply that number by itself, right? So 2 squared, and the squared is identified by having this small 2 up the top, right? So if you notice, for all of them, that is there. So that is what lets me know that I'm finding the square of a number. So to find 2 squared, that is simply 2 times 2, so the number multiplied by itself, and I get 4. The common mistake is that, for example, when students see 3 squared, they instead say 3 times. So they would put 3 times 2, however, that is incorrect, right? It is the number multiplied by itself. So 3 squared is 3 times 3, which is 9. 4 squared is not 4 times 2, it is 4 times 4, which is 16. 5 squared is 5 times 5, which is 25. 6 squared is 36. 7 squared is 49, 8 squared is 64, 9 squared is 81, and 10 squared is 100. Usually we encourage students to go up to about 13, just knowing them off the top of your head. But if not, you can always use your calculator. All right, so now that we've cemented that, we're going to go ahead and start today's lesson. Okay, so for today's example, let us say we have the square root of x is equal to 2 and we are to find x. Now we want to quickly recap that the questions we would have done before, and leading up, we looked at how if something is added on one side, when you take it to the next, you subtract. If something is subtracted on one side, when you take it to the next, you add. If something is divided on one side, when you take it to the next, you multiply. If something is multiplied, when you take it to the next side, you divide. And in the video before this, we would have looked at if you have something squared on one side, to get rid of it, or what you do to the next side is to square root. So as you can imagine, now that we have the square root, to get rid of the square root, we need to square the other side. So in a case like this, to get rid of the square root, because we're not trying to find the square root of x, we're trying to find x. So to get rid of that square root sign, you simply reverse it by squaring the other side. So 2 squared is going to be 2 times 2, which we know is 4. All right, let's go ahead and try another example. So let's say we have the square root of x is equal to 8. So to get rid of the square root, we would simply need to square the opposite side. And to square the opposite side, we'll have 8 times 8, which is going to give you 64. Okay, so I'm going to give you one example or one question to work on your own. So you can go ahead, pause the video, and once you're finished working it out, you can press play to receive the solution. Okay, so we have the square root of x is equal to 7. To get rid of the square root, we will have to square the opposite side. And to square the opposite side, we would have 7 squared, and 7 squared is 49. Okay, I do hope you found this video useful. Of course, this is the most basic form in which it can appear. So I do want to encourage you to go on to the complex videos so that you can see this skill in action with more complicated questions being worked. So once you found this video useful, of course, be sure to leave a comment below so that I can get your feedback. Of course, be sure to share with your friends. Here at MathWiz Academy, we continue to root for you, and I'll catch you in the next video.